Hi everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of Season 2 of the Bit of AI show. And this show we will talk with Laura about her life in AI. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Bit of AI show. My name is Henk Boelman, and I'm a white male with brown hair wearing glasses. And today I'm wearing a Kansas City Developer Conference jersey, it's been told. It is a dark red and it has black sleeves. And it has the words KCDC on it.
Fabulous. Good description, Hank. My name's Amy Boyd. I'm a female with blonde, wavy hair, and today I'm wearing a navy blue t-shirt. Mine's a bit plainer than Hank's, so I have a lot more to tell you about it, really.
So hello everyone, and once again welcome to the Bit of AI show. And for everyone who is their first Bit of AI show, this show is all about the story from the people behind AI. Because Amy and me in our jobs, we meet so many people from around the globe, and we realize that there are so many different skilled people involved in creating an AI solution. From pre-sales to consultancy to actually creating the deep neural networks itself and running them in production. So in this show, we invite people to talk about what they actually do during their working day. So we just have a chat and talk about their week. This is the 7th episode of Season 2, and we couldn't be more excited to start talking to our guests and learn more about what they do. And as always, all the links and all the information can be found on our website at bitofai.show.
And you know me, I'm always calling out the logistical elements. So if you are watching live after the show, we have a bit of AI cafe. So kind of a space where you can chat with me and Henk, or you can chat with our speaker and ask lots of questions. We share great resources and we really build that community feeling. So if you want to take part after the show today, go to aka.ms/a-bit-of-AI-cafe to join us. So that's straight after the show.
Perfect. So let's get started and invite Laura to the screen. Hi, Laura.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, it's so great to have Laura on the show with us today. When we created the idea of a bit of AI, Laura was one of the first people that we thought of that we wanted on the show. And so we're so happy that you can join us in our Season 2 episodes. But Laura, this is not about how we've had a conversation to get you here. This is all about you. So tell us who you are and what you do in the space of AI.
Okay, so yes, first thing, good morning for those that are in the morning, and good afternoon or evening for those that are in different places around the world. As Amy said, so I'm Laura da Silva, so that will be the pronunciation in Spanish, but yeah, Laura in the UK as well. So I'm wearing just a black dress today, so I'm blonde, and I'm a white female. So just that you can have an idea of how I'm wearing today. So just starting to answer your question. So I am based in Spain currently. So I'm living here with my child, so my baby is a 8 months baby boy, and my husband. So we are working from home with the actual situations. I think that the most of us are working from home. So just regarding to what I do in my role, so I am the capability lead for ML and AI in Cognizant Microsoft Business Group. So what I do is I have an overview of ML and data science, all the projects that we are running on that, and the team itself. So it's more or less what I'm doing at the moment.
That's amazing. No, thank you so much for sharing with us. So, yeah, Cognizant works very closely with Microsoft Technologies, but also we've known you for many years through the community based around data science and some Microsoft Technologies as well. So it's really great to hear this amazing role that you're sitting in. Now, we always ask all of our guests, all of our jobs vary daily. It's part of the tech industry, but we're really keen. Can you describe to us, like, what does your average day look like? What are the types of tasks you have to do in your role?
Okay, so every day I usually start my day with a full breakfast. It could be at home or it could be outside. So if we get early, so maybe we go and have a full breakfast somewhere nice and we go for a walk. And after that, we like to start our day just working. So once that we have our kid in the nursery, then my day is more or less like at the beginning, just having a look at my emails, answering those that are relevant or those that have a high priority. And then maybe I review some pull requests that I have from the day before, or maybe just checking some code that maybe I'm developing or implementing. Also, so what I do is just to start thinking about what I'm going to do in the to say in the stand-up, because we are working in the Scrum methodology, so we have stand-ups every day in the morning, just to see how we are doing in the progress of the project. So we can say that half of my day is more related to technical stuff, so implementing hands-on, so data engineer and ML solutions, and then the other half is more related to technical things with clients, so having maybe pre-sales or having some discussions with clients on how the projects are going, maybe creating some architecture for them, and sometimes also just thinking about recruitment, people that we need in our team, or how we build the structure of the capabilities so that we can offer more things inside of our company. So more or less that is my day.
That's a good split. That's a good split between the technical and the sort of more softer skill side of it as well. I know, it very much depends what you're looking for in a role, but for me, that kind of mix is really what I look for. So rather than just coding all day or just doing code reviews and stuff, but to actually have the conversations and the envisioning and the building of relationships with different people as we kind of build out these different projects. That's really, really cool. How do you find, kind of a little side question for you, you mentioned you work in kind of a Scrum-based approach, and so you have stand-ups, you possibly have sprint planning and stuff like that. I'm recently working on a project where I'm doing that, and I'm finding it's so useful for me to for us to all keep up to date with what we're working on. Do you think in a virtual world, and we're all connecting sort of online, that kind of connection is helping you in your role?
Yes, I think that definitely. I think that when you have to give estimation of the time that you are going to take to develop something, and when you have to do a commitment on what you are going to deliver, I think that it's quite useful to have any methodology that is supporting this. It could be, in my case, is Scrum, like agile methodology, but you can also use Canvas. It depends on, how regularly you want to give this feedback to the client. So I think that now that we are working remote, this is supporting a lot, because it's difficult to see each other. It's difficult to have meetings regularly. So maybe one thing that you have is this catch up in the morning. So then you have this time aside where you are developing things and you are pinging people when you really need it. So I think that it's really, at least in my case, it's helping me a lot. So
yeah, no, it's always good to hear the kind of how do we work together as well as what we actually work on as projects.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a long time for me. I've been in a Scrum project, but it always worked well. Yeah. I mostly like the Kanban method because you just keep continuing to deliver value and little chunks. But enough about me. We don't need to hear about me doing Scrum and Kanban. It is all about you today, Laura. So I'm wondering, how did you get into AI? How did you get to this point in your career?
Well, so I think that it has been a quite a natural journey because when I was a kid, I was really interested in maths and also in computer science. At that time, we had the first computers, and I was really lucky, that we had one in my school. And I started doing things, just really, really basic things, like navigating directories and things like that, but really excited about this. And then when I went to the university, I studied maths, so pure mathematics. And I did like a bachelor and master's on that. And then after that, so I got so excited because in the degree, I was able to learn C and R. At that time, I was learning R for statistics. And then I wanted to know more, so I did a master's in computer science as well. And that at that time, so that master's was related to advanced computing techniques. So it is like expert systems. It was a branch about algorithm. It was about bio-inspired algorithms. So it was different kind of algorithms, and it was the first time that I was just doing something related to machine learning. So, but it was quite theoretical. And also I started my PhD in computer science. It was related to parallel computing. And then I was able to see different things. Then I moved to industry and I started with C# development, SQL. Then when I moved to the UK, I started doing data science. So it was a long journey, but at the beginning of my journey in industry, I started doing a lot of data science POCs. So for those that are doing a lot of POCs, that was my beginning as well. And then I was evolving as the company was evolving. So really quickly, the company needed a team lead for data science to create the recruitment pipeline, just to go and talk to the clients with, to different customers. And then was when I started just being technically principal data scientist. Yes, and I think that somehow that was my journey just to be the capability lead today. So that makes sense.
That makes total sense. Amazing. I think you're one of our first guests that actually started in university leading up to the field of AI. We had a lot of people that switched later on or studied like history and then moved to AI. So my other question is it sounds amazing what you do during day, but there must be something really annoying about your role and your day. So we want to know what that is.
Yeah, well, I have like more than one just in my mind. Yes, but I will go for one that is more like annoying. It's more like challenging. And I still see this when we have engagement with different clients and we are working on data science projects, is how separated are engineers, data scientists, and business purposes. So it's like three different worlds that have to be just together. So they have to collaborate, but somehow because data science came later on, I think that sometimes you can see these silos so that they are focusing, like in academia, just getting the best performance of something, maybe their model or something like that, or just using the latest algorithm. But then the business purposes are completely different, so they are disconnected. Sometimes the messages are difficult, so that the communication between data scientists and stakeholders sometimes is not as easy as it should be. And then the other side is engineering teams, where those engineering teams, they have a lot of things to do, and sometimes they don't have this dedicated time to get models into production. So there is this, so I see this because I come from both places, from the data science and engineering side, so I can understand both of them. And also I understand the business part, because I know that if we are building something, it's for to get a profit on it, or just to get something that's valuable for the business. So as I said, it's not that it is annoying. It's like, sometimes it's challenging, and I still see this today. So I hope, that we can, just find ways to. So for us, we are doing this for our clients. We are helping this to smooth this communication, and also to solve this problem that they are facing in their current teams.
Interesting.
That's so true.
It is kind of
Sorry,
like, it's kind of like when I was in engineering, I went through that whole transition of like engineering and operations that have to work together, and that we didn't like put it on a floppy disk and walk to production and then copied it on the server. So this feels kind of like the same, that now data science have to, your team, the data scientists have to be included in like the larger DevOps team, including data science.
Yeah, and I think that also it also includes the different life cycles. So the life cycle for data science is a bit different of the life cycle for engineering. And the engineer is just willing to see, code that is really clean and ready for production and is performing well, when a data scientist is focusing on get the best performance, and that the prediction is quite accurate. So then, so both of them, they are trying to do their best in their roles, but at the same time, just to get together, and go for the same purpose, sometimes it's a challenge.
Can imagine that.
That's such a good one. And the reason we ask that question always is because AI seems like, the sparkly unicorn of the technology industry at the moment. And it's really good for us to be honest that when people get into it, it's not perfect yet. There are things, like you said, more work needs to be done to get people to work together. More work needs to be done on ethical AI and all of this kind of stuff. So it's so good. Thank you for sharing that. That's it's really important for us. Very quickly, before we move on to our quickfire round, just to prepare you, that is coming, we wanted to briefly talk about community, because I know you originally from the Inspiring Women in Data Science community you used to run in London. And I just wanted to ask you, what's your perspective on community? What have you got from it and sort of given to it over time?
Yeah, so thank you for this question, because community is something that I'm really passionate about. So I started Inspiring Women in Data Science as it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Then I became Microsoft MVP in AI. And the whole idea of Inspiring Women in Data Science is to connect with other women and show what's possible, and also to see that it doesn't matter. So you have to you have to really want to become a data scientist. So that for sure, because it brings an effort. So you have to do an effort at the same time that you are learning new things. So it's good that you get excited about the salary, because just to be sincere. But also you have to be excited about the effort that you have to put just to do a change. So in Inspiring Women in Data Science, we wanted to inspire some women that they are in different background, with different backgrounds. Some of them, they are from psychology. Some of them, they are coming from biology. Some of them, they are coming from linguistics. And I can say that all of them, they have a place in data science, because it's really broad. And it's something that you can apply for so many different things. That is really valuable. The knowledge that they have in their different backgrounds. So the best thing that I got from the community is that after a couple of years, you're running month by month technical and inspirational talks. We got some women that they moved to data science. Today they are data scientists. They started their masters. They stopped their work and they say, okay, I want to become a data scientist. I got passionate about this. So I'm going to move to this industry. So, and for me, it was something really big. So I couldn't imagine that we could impact in other people's life in this way. I'm really proud of all of them, for being so passionate and do this effort and also just pursue what they want. So so I think that was something big.
Oh, no, I really, really like that. I always say that about this show. I'm like, if one person comes to the show and then gets excited about working in AI and then, I don't know, a few years down the line tells us that, they really enjoyed watching this and that they got into it, that would be success. Like, I think that's part of it, to just see that you're not kind of alone, you're like other people, you've all got great different perspectives and they're super valuable. And Laura, you're not running Inspiring Women in Data Science now. You've been super busy over the last couple of years. But people, do follow Laura, Laura Data Sci on Twitter, find her on LinkedIn. If there's anything in the future, honestly, you will definitely want to get involved because it was such a great community. But Laura, we do need to move on to our quickfire questions. So we have 6 questions. I know. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Don't worry. It's all good. Everyone loves this bit. So our quickfire questions, we have 6 questions. Me and Henk are going to alternate and ask you the question. If you can keep it to either a word, phrase, or sentence, we appreciate that. Just so that we can make sure we're keeping on time, but also the first thing that comes to your mind is the most important thing. Okay, so let's get started. Question number 1, fairly easy one. You actually briefly mentioned it in your intro. So what was your first computer?
Well, I don't know. I think that the only thing that I remember, I think that is the operating system. Well, when I had my own computer, it was a Windows NT. I think that was the operating system at that time. So it was, But the first one, it was a really old one, and we couldn't do much with that one. I don't remember the name of the computer, sorry.
No, because I was thinking, how would I answer this question? I have no idea. We got given our family computer by my granddad, and all I remember is a form of Windows on it. That was it. I don't know what type of PC it is, but some people are very much know what it is. But that's great. Windows NT, we love that we can age mark you now.
Exactly. Next question. What programming language was used in the last project you worked on?
So the project I'm currently working on is I'm using PySpark. That's what I use, and it's basically some Python with Spark on it.
Nice, bit of a mix. We're seeing a pattern there. Our next question is an interesting one. So what is the most useful thing you've learned in AI?
Oh, you got me. So the most useful thing in AI, I think that, don't trust when people say that the data is clean and ready. So if I don't see it, I don't believe it.
If I don't see it, I don't believe it is the best quote, I think, of this episode so far. No, that's a really good one. A couple of people have mentioned data actually for that question. So nice. That's an interesting one.
What's your favorite event on the AI calendar?
I think that for several years it was the Open Data Science Conference. I really like that one. But then also the data and AI submit from Databricks, that one is a good one as well.
Very good, very good. We'll have to share some links for people in the cafe. ODSC or Open Data Science Community, they have meetups and things like that. I'm signed up. I get emails from them all the time. They have some amazing sessions. So that's a really, really good call out. So our fifth question. So what area of AI is on your list to skill up on next? So have you got anything that you're currently wanting to learn?
Well, so I have to say that data science is really broad. So sometimes it's just focus on the project that you have, and then you find the tools. Like, the other way around is sometimes difficult to get a tool and apply to the project. But I would like to revisit the things that I learned in my master's, so like the bio-inspired algorithms and things like that, and see how they are being used for AI today, because I'm sure that they are being used in academia, and I would like to know a bit more about that.
Amazing. That was a great one. That actually wraps us up. So we're going to keep it to 5 questions today, but thank you so much, all those answers. So some were quite similar to what some people have said, and some were quite different as well, and that's what we love about our quickfire questions. They really bring out lots of different sides of people. But with that, unfortunately, Laura, that is all we have time for today. How quick does this 30 minutes go to spend with you? But don't worry, me, Hank, Laura will all be in the cafe, the A Bit of AI cafe, just after the show. So do join us there, and we can continue this conversation, share links and stuff like that. So with that, thank you so much, Laura, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. A pleasure always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so to wrap up the show in the last couple of minutes, you know what we're like. We always want to tell you about what else is happening in the AI space and the event space. So, Hank, we wanted to talk a bit about the AI show. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The AI show is a show that is aired on Learn TV every Friday, for me evening, for an American time zone afternoon, I guess. It's like our 11.
At 2 p.m.
Yeah. And this show is more about the people in AI. The AI show is all about the technical things, like new products, how do you do things. It's 2 hours long, lots of hands-on coding where they actually show you how to use, in this case, the PyTorch profiler, and then the Onyx runtime for web. I didn't know about that one, so I'm definitely going to watch. And of course, you don't have to catch it live. It is always on channel 9. So if you Google AI show Microsoft, you will find it.
Yeah, no, great shout out. I often do a little catch up sometimes on a Monday morning when I'm like clearing up my inbox and stuff, have it on a second screen. And you learn so much just about different things if you've not yet used them. And then one final call out, Microsoft Ignite, one of our flagship conferences for the year, is coming up next week, 2nd to the 4th of November. If you want to get and see what's available for you there, go to myignite.microsoft.com. And with that, we'll wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Remember, you can catch us. I enjoyed this one so much at abitofai.show on our website. Do come and join us in the cafe, aka.ms/abitofai-cafe. And with that, thanks so much for watching. This has been the A Bit of AI show with Hen and Amy.